There you go. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Hello and welcome to Unnecessary Roughness Wednesday Night Live. That sound you just heard was me cracking open our sponsor, a Twisted Tea. I've got the peach in front of me. Looks like Big Ab's working with the...
I got the OG, the original.
The original Twisted Tea.
Like God intended.
And I got the peach, and we are off and running to talk a little college football on an April day, an April Wednesday. Not the strongest time to talk college football, especially when we have Final Four this weekend and college basketball has been dominating. But we're about 3 weeks from May 1st, and that's when you start just kind of looking at the calendar and being like, no, wait a minute. So we'll deal with that later. But Kayce, before we get started talking about college football, tell them about this Twisted Tea.
Well, I, the other day, had a tall boy of a Twisted Tea because I was walking through the city. It was feeling good outside. It was like 80 degrees on Saturday, which is like had not been in forever. And I stopped in, and they had the half and half, which I had not tried yet. Half lemonade, half tea. Oh, my goodness. Twisted Tea with their alcoholic twist on an Arnold Palmer. Delicious. I believe some people call it the John Daly, but no, it's the Twisted Tea half and half. And as I mentioned last week, Brandon, it's Brandon Walker in a can. It's what it is. It's just for better or worse.
There's never been a product more suited to me than tea. I'm a tea fanatic, and I'm holding a Twisted Tea. It is perfect for this podcast. It's perfect for me. I can drink this and tell you it tastes absolutely fantastic. Twisted Tea. Get you some. They sponsor us. I love them.
Keep it twisted, and it goes down smooth, just like Brandon. All right.
So I think we're as far away from college football as you can possibly get right now. Like it feels so like not even a sport right now that and I know we'll start to lock in more when the draft starts coming around. That'll kind of lock you back into college football. And soon we'll be seeing these lists. We'll be seeing we'll be seeing the preseason top 25s, and we'll be seeing the preseason yada, yada, yada. So what we have now is we just have to cling to any nugget of news that we can. We'll talk about those today. Kayce, you have a 5-question, 2-minute drill?
I do. Well, actually, it's a 6 because the first question is a either or and a multiple choice with 2 different words.
If I were to see a good question in the chat tonight, I'm going to be honest. There's a very good chance that you get on the show because I'm sucking hind tit over here as far as questions. So if you want to put something in the chat that you want us to talk about, we will talk about it. First, I want to talk about Kirby Smart. I actually want to talk about coaches talking about NIL. And Kirby Smart today went on some show whining like a Kirby Smart. He was just whining that, guys, you just don't understand how it is out here right now. There's agents of these players, and they're going out and they're shopping these players to every team, and it's just so tough for us right now. And I just really feel like it's O.J. Simpson telling me that there's a bunch of murders happening. Like there's just Kirby Smart in the player acquisition game has been second to none for about 10 years now, or ever since he got to Georgia. In the player acquisition, what you got to do to acquire players, nobody's been better or more equipped than Georgia to do that. So when Kirby Smart whines about players getting money or whines about having to fend off others for money or whines about this, shut the fuck up. Kirby Smart changed the cost of doing business in the SEC. Georgia just dove all in when they hired him financially, and they got national championships out of it. They did a great job. They did exactly what they should do. But if Kirby Smart even hints at whining about NIL, I just shut off completely. I don't give a fuck what that motherfucker has to say about players getting money. Big F, thoughts?
I mean, if he would just whine a little bit less about this, maybe more about just, I don't know, road safety, the streets of Athens would be significantly safer. It honestly is shocking. This offseason, he has had something to say about everything besides that every player in this roster is a hazard to society behind the wheel of the car. He talks about Johnny Manziel's catching strays. His own players crashing their cars into apartment buildings. Nothing. He says nothing. It's shocking.
He is talking more this year coming off not winning a national title than he talked coming off of 2 national titles.
I think that's why, because he's bitching. He's bitching and moaning.
And he's also probably like doing the thing where if like you like distract with a bunch of other random shit, you don't actually have to talk about the thing that's actually happening. First of all, like how long ago was it that guys were like, you got like $5,000 stipends for the entire semester. You couldn't get a job. And I know we've had this conversation on this podcast a million times. I used to fucking hate when I would hear some dad out there, I'm not even going to say Midwest, that's where I wanted to go, but that would have been rude, being like, well, my kid has to pay for school. Okay, well, your kid also can go work a side job to make spending money. Your kid can also go work and make extra money to buy clothes. These athletes, yes, they're getting a degree, but they can't get a free cheeseburger. They can't sell their tattoo or sell their merch for tattoos, those types of things. So like the fact that like we're trying to fix that, even though NIL is not perfect, like I take that 10 out of 10. Even further with Kirby Smart though, what does he think his agent does when his agent, I mean, granted, he's not trying to like go, anywhere else but Georgia right now, but he's bitching and moaning about how, agents are calling NIL collectives and agents are calling athletic departments and agents. What does he think his agent does when they're trying to sell him? So he doesn't like that kids have the opportunity to do what he has the opportunity to do. And I'm like, Kirby, are you that fucking stupid or are you thinking we're that fucking stupid?
That's what agents do. When I was a free agent a couple of months ago, my agent was talking to the Kosciuszko Free Press and the Starkville Daily News, had me an offer of $25,000 a year. I was in demand out there. That's what agents are supposed to do. Now, I ended up signing back with Barstool, but my God, my agent was fielding calls from all the mid-sized newspapers in Mississippi. So suck on that, Kirby Smart. Suck on that. Blutman, thoughts about Kirby Smart being an asshole?
It's just another week talking about sick and tired of his whole shtick at this point. It's really annoying. I've already said it. There's just massive issues going on inside that program, and there have been for a few years, and actual like families are having their lives completely affected by this guy's players. And what, like, show us something to stop that and prevent it from happening. You could talk about the NIL and everything, it's fine, but put forth the same effort in the other side of the game, because it's just so unfair to so many people, and it's so sick and nauseating to have to hear this guy talk, and he won't do the simple thing of talking to his team and figuring things out. It's very annoying.
Second topic. The NCAA shut down Syracuse and Colorado's idea to have a spring game against each other, to go out. Fran Brown, Syracuse, we're going to go out there, play Deion. They're going to have a spring game. NCAA shut it down. Fran Brown then says, well, if it had been Belichick and Bill O'Brien, if it had been Belichick and O'Brien, they would have let it happen. I completely disagree with him, because I think the NCAA doesn't see color in matters like this. It just sees stupid. It just decides we're going to make a decision. It's going to go. Now, I'll say this. I don't know where you guys vary, where your mileage is on the spring games and getting teams together. Personally, I think it's a stupid stunt that is pointless. I don't really want real games in the spring. I think why risk an ACL tear and real competition in the spring? I think less spring games is better than more spring games. April and May should not be about getting together and being best on best and everything. It should be about developing and going along. And I know that would help in development. I think less spring games is better than more spring games, but maybe you guys differ. Maybe you want to see Syracuse and Colorado in the spring. Maybe it does add an element that we don't have right now. Big F, thoughts?
I don't mind it from the standpoint of kind of just seeing like where you're at, even though like generally speaking, I agree with you. It's development time. It's not like you got a long ways to go before the season. Honestly, my thought when they kind of said no to it was like, it almost surprised me that they even have the power at this point to like say no. Like what? How, like I don't even. Yeah. Like I guess I almost at a point where like if they just said fuck you, we're just gonna do it and we're just gonna practice together. Like what? I mean, what could like I don't even understand what the NCAA can really do anymore. Like where is their purpose?
Kayce, you want the games or not?
I feel like if you're going to have spring games, that something like this should happen, because I do agree that it's not a time to risk injuries. It's a time for development. But if you are going to put out a spring game and ESPN or ABC or whoever's going to televise it, I'd absolutely love for two programs to get together and do it. And obviously, if like Ev just said, how do they shut it down? If Deion and anybody else in the country, because he kind of like threw it out there. But if Colorado and Syracuse says, hey, we're going to play, Fran Brown agrees, Deion Sanders agrees, then that's on them. Like that's on them to protect their players. And if their players get hurt, then obviously it's a decision. I personally wouldn't want to do it just because I wouldn't want to risk the injuries. But as a fan, I'd love to see that. Because like even if college football was longer than just, end of August, early September, to January, it's like we have, like you said, we have nothing else going on. I think it's a stupid idea, but I'd watch every single second of that.
Blumman, I'm gonna let you talk, but I just the idea fans have about what it would be so far from what it would actually be, because let's take last year, for example. Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter are two of the biggest stars. Why on earth would they play a second against Syracuse? Why would they play one single solitary second? How long would ones play at all? I don't think they would. So I think the idea of it is good, and maybe the 2s and 3s and 4s need more than that. Big Ev, you look like you want to speak there.
I mean, I think it's. I think anyone expecting like a tackle football game in that. I mean, it'd be a glorified 2-hand touch game. And I think it's really more for. I think the things you get out of it is you'd see a couple guys on your roster maybe rise to the occasion. You'd see this couple go, ooh, like I like what I'm seeing out of him. Little like rise up to like a sort of in-game moment, like live action. But I mean, that's all you're going to get from him. I mean, Ohio State, I know a lot of teams aren't doing a spring game. Can I interest you in a spring showcase? Ohio State's, we're having a showcase.
Like throw the black jerseys on the quarterbacks. Don't allow the quarterbacks to get hit. You know, like, I mean, I think it would be ridiculous to assume it would be a full-blown tackle game like it would be in the fall. But like, if you're going to roll out a spring game, which nobody wants to watch anymore anyways, because like it is boring and you don't see anything and it's just like the fanfare, at least have two fan bases come together and the tailgating and like the fun. Like I definitely wouldn't expect anything more than just a showcase, but it would be fun to see two teams do it. Now, Syracuse and Colorado together, like there's no pot there, but like if you got like, you know, two teams together at any point, like I would watch it. Just protect your quarterback and don't, like, it's two-touch. Play flag football for all I care. It's better than just rolling out a spring game with your own players that no one cares to watch.
Blumman, thoughts? Shut up, Tommy, you stupid fucking motherfucker. Tommy in the chat's like, Blumman, I'll let you talk, and then goes to Big F. Shut up! Big F looked like he wanted to talk, so I'll let him talk. Idiot.
I thought you were talking to your kid at first. I was like, damn, what happened?
Yeah,
Tommy would never be that stupid. Change your name, Tommy, idiot. Go, Blumman.
All right. Yeah, I don't really care for spring games, showcase, et cetera, et cetera.
Looks like I was right.
Yes, but I did actually I did have things to say on it, because when the Deion and Fran Brown stuff started and there was talks of Syracuse and Colorado, maybe the gang together, just, you know, practice for a bit, maybe play, I was actually intrigued, and that's something that I would have gladly watched and just had a bunch of fun tracking. You know, practice for a few days, see the standout players, just put talent on display more. I'm so starved and hungry for football right now, man. I would have done anything for that. There's no appeal to me between inter squad stuff and scrimmaging and this and that. There's appeal to me for two different programs coming together for a few days and just playing ball and having a bunch of trash talk and competition, like, and two coaches who, you know, are really good in the media game that get stuff out there and give us more to talk about. I would have been all for that, and I think it's a shame that the NCAA put their foot down and said, "No, we ain't doing this." I would have been all for this.
If anybody can put on a spectacle of anything, we know that it's Colorado and Deion. And like, you know, you're starving for football. Why not in April or May let that happen, regardless if it's an actual football game or not? So
yeah,
I think it's a shame.
I was thinking, like, just do 7-on-7, play from the 30-yard line. I really don't care. I would have loved it. There's something that's actually intriguing when two programs would come together in the spring instead of one program and doing the whole showcase garbage that's so mundane and over with.
Kayce, let's talk about one of our partners.
Well, Brandon, a partner that I love to steal straight from behind your desk is the Orgain protein shakes, because those babies are so good. And I'll never forget the day that I went to go try to grab one from behind your desk, because it has 30 grams of complete protein in them. And I was like, God, I need to get my protein in this morning before I do a show. And you had taken them out to your car and they had frozen. It was a sad day, because Orgain is the best way to get that protein. This podcast is sponsored by Orgain. It believes in real nutrition that has the power to make a real difference in people's lives. If you want to feel your best, everybody knows that protein does that. Right now, protein, it's always been all the rage, but it's really all the rage right now. Everybody's tracking their protein. Everybody's trying to get healthy, trying to hit that whatever your grams of protein is. And like I said, Orgain has 30 grams of complete protein without any added sugar. It also has 9 essential amino acids. So whether you're looking to maintain just a healthy lifestyle, or you need muscle support or recovery, or you just want to feel your best and not have to think about it, Orgain has you covered. And remember, there are no quick fixes when it comes to your health. So if you want more protein, give Orgain 30-gram protein shakes a try. Head to Orgain.com/rough30 and use the code rough30 for 30% off your order. It's the best offer you'll find out there, and all you have to do is use our code rough30 for 30% off. Once again, Orgain, ORGAIN.com/rough30 and use our code rough30.
All right, I'm going to. Oh wow, Thomas Vizic says BFW favorite Val Kilmer movie. Wow.
Ooh. That's a good question. What is it?
I gotta go now. Listen, he's got some great ones. Top Gun, obviously, but that's not really a Val Kilmer movie. But he's great in it. He's great in Top Gun Maverick. I think it's Tombstone for me. A lot of people will say Heat. Heat is great. Heat's amazing. I like Tombstone the best because he absolutely makes that movie. The Saint is also really good. I got Tombstone 1, Heat 2, maybe The Saint 3, but Tombstone's number 1 for me because it's a good movie. If he's not in it, it is epic because of what he is in it.
Did you like him in Batman?
He was fine. I just love Doc Holliday in Tombstone is one of my favorite acting performances of all time. And nobody's nodding. You guys all watch Tombstone?
I'm
looking at what this is.
That's one of my dad's favorite movies.
I'm so goddamn tired of this company. What do y'all
Brandon,
do?
You're 20 years older than Liam.
I don't care about him. I'm disappointed in Big Ev. I think I don't expect anything out of Liam. Bloodman is Bloodman. I have high expectations for Big Ev. I have respect for Big Ev, and he pisses on my respect all the time.
I like how
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen Heat?
90s?
93.
Have you seen Heat?
Year before I was, unfortunately, have not seen Heat as well. I regret to inform you.
I haven't seen Heat either, and I'm told I would love it.
Heat's amazing.
What's the Lion movie he's in? Isn't he in a Lion movie? The Ghost. The Ghost.
The Ghost in the Darkness? Was he in that? What are you talking about? The Ghost? He's in The Saint?
What's the Lion movie?
I don't know what you be talking about.
He's the Sherpa in Entourage.
That's what I was just going to say. He has a strong role that you don't even realize is him.
The only reason I realized it was him today was because Jerry Ferrara was posting it.
Me too. Me too. I didn't know that was him.
Also, hot take. I think Top Gun. Brandon, you're probably gonna divorce me as your one of your work wives because you're a slut for work wives. I think Top Gun overrated.
You dumb.
Oh no, that's not true. Top Gun's fantastic. Great film. This is a great movie. Great movie.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. No, obviously, it's not a bad movie. But the way that we act,
I'm sorry. You hate America.
It is so true. It is the most America, fuck yeah, video. You just have red, white, and blue just flowing, coursing through your veins.
It's a great movie. We act like Top Gun itself is this cinematic masterpiece, and it's just not all that. It's good. It's great.
I think it is all that.
You can throw it on, and it's a wonderful movie. It is not let's go. It's not like something like The Departed.
What about Top Gun? Is better.
Departed's a great movie too. But
Departed's a good movie.
No.
Departed's a great movie as well. Both great movies.
And let's not act like there is some bromance in Top Gun that
What about your thoughts about Top Gun Maverick?
I haven't seen it.
You stupid.
Excellent movie. Also great. I would also categorize it as a great movie. And the Top Gun, and I'll say this about both movies. Obviously, great movies, both very rewatchable as well. Not all great movies are very rewatchable. Incredibly rewatchable, even for how long it is.
That's my you can throw it on and it's great. It's great. America, fuck yeah, the whole thing. I feel like people put it up there with the best movies of all time, and I don't agree with that.
The Departed is a good movie. You know what I don't like about The Departed? Jack Nicholson is trying too hard to be quirky, and I don't like all that. Blutman.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Have you seen Top Gun Maverick?
No,
Have you seen Ball?
I watch ball. Yeah.
You watch Ball. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to get a yes from Blutman about has he watched something, just say Ball.
Blutman is looking the most Galifianakis I've ever seen him look right now.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I just got a text message. It is the
Galifianakis plays for UTEP.
I'm looking at the Val Kilmer filmography. I think I've seen one thing he's in, and maybe that's like half of the Love Gurus, the only thing that rings a bell to me.
You haven't seen the original Top Gun?
Mm-mm.
I did just get a text message. It is The Ghost in the Darkness. He's in that with Michael Douglas, the Lions movie.
All right. Everybody shut up for a second.
He has an uncredited cameo in The Love Guru.
Everybody shut up for a second. All right. We got sidetracked on movies, and clearly none of you have any movie taste.
Oh,
right.
shoot, we're doing the college football podcast.
I'm about to give you a list that ESPN put out this morning.
Now, I saw this. I
don't know that we need to judge this list on its own merits. I just kind of like the list, and I want to go through it, and we'll just kind of mildly nitpick what they might have gotten wrong. So ESPN today said who will be the best running backs in college football in 2025. The number one running back in 2025, according to ESPN, is Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. And that guy is hell on wheels. That guy is a beast and a half. That guy is great. I have no problem with him being number one at all. He was great last year. He was great in the playoff. He's fantastic. So he's number one. The next two are both from Penn State. Nick Singleton and Katron Allen are 2 and 3. I kind of like I like Singleton a little bit better, but whatever. Mekhi Hughes from Oregon is number 4. Isaac Brown from Louisville is number 5. Ahmad Hardy from Mizzou is 6. 7 is Desmond Reed from Pitt. 8 is Quintrevion Wisner from Texas. Jamal Haynes, Georgia Tech, is 9. Bryson Washington is 10. Now, they quickly just go through the next 10 that didn't make the cut. But it's Jonah Coleman from Washington, Jaden Knott from California, Jaheim White, West Virginia, Darius Taylor, Minnesota, Caden Durham, LSU, Jaden Ball, Florida, Nate Frazier, Georgia, Jadarian Prince, Jared Price, Notre Dame, Le'Veon Moss, Texas A&M, CJ Baxter, Texas, and Roman Hemby, Indiana. No Fluff Bothwell, Mississippi State. That is
that, Brandon.
Huh?
That was a glaring omission, I should say, not admission.
You agree with that?
Brandon, not even trolling. I was like that. Him not being in the top 20 is like I think just incorrect. He just should be.
Thank you very much, Fluff Bothwell, Mississippi State. I'm just looking at the top 10. Blutman, it strikes me that Jaden Knott's not in the top 10, and I think Caden Durham from LSU is going to be a top 5 running back in college football this year. Anybody got a problem with that take? Big Ev, I'll start with you.
No, great players. Who did you say was 4?
Mekhi Hughes.
Mekhi Hughes from Oregon, yeah.
I like that.
And Tulane.
He's going to have a monster year.
I mean, whoever's running RB1 for Oregon is usually poised to have a monster year. I agree with that. There's nothing here. It does seem like – does it seem kind of – reset year is a bad way. But if you look at the NFL draft this year, it is loaded with great running backs from the college level. You know, I can go on and on and on. Ashton Genty, I can go on and on. There's probably 24 guys that might cash checks, legitimate checks in the NFL this year. I feel like it's kind of a reset year as far as top 10 running backs. It's not nearly as star-studded as it has been. I'm not taking shots at Isaac Brown or Ahmad Hardy or Desmond Reed, but they're not. Why can't Scatterboo? They're not these. They don't have the star power that these guys have yet, and that's what struck me about this list.
They're unknown star power, but we talked about this, I don't know, a few weeks ago with the draft. Is like recent history has shown that like running backs aren't taken as high in the draft as they used to be. Like that's not a crazy thing to say. And now they are going to put the emphasis back on that, at least this year, because there are so many good guys. But like, obviously Jeremiah Love is a beast. You go down that list, but like some of these guys, like that's at the running back position, like they might be completely unknown and completely change a team's future this year just because they were, sitting behind somebody else. So I don't know. I also just love when I see these lists come out because it means like we're so far away from college football, but we're close enough that people can start to make these predictions. And people are like, yeah, okay, I can buy that.
Kayce, I'm glad you said that. It's really just about the comfort of the list for me.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, like if in
lists are starting to show up again. List showing up is just great.
Right, because if it was January, it's like, okay, well, like let's look towards the 2025 season, who the best running back can be. We're like, like, do you really know? But like, I buy it in April. In April, I'm like, oh yeah, somebody did their research on that one.
Tell them about another partner of ours.
A new partner that we have, Kremo Shaving Cream. Now listen, shaving cream in general is just important. And guys, I mean, I know when you shave your face, Brandon, you go back and forth with the beard. Like when you've got a clean shave, I can imagine like that's just, it's hard. It's a hard thing to do. Shaving your legs, also not fun. But most importantly, Kremo.
And you don't shave your legs, right?
Huh?
You don't shave your legs, right?
I do.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Brandon, please. Please, ladies, men, whatever you want to do, I do. I do shave my legs. But the best thing about this shaving cream, which everybody knows like how important it is, it's barber grade, which is extremely important. You don't want a bunch of nicks and cuts wherever you may be shaving, all over your body. You don't want that. Also, Kremo, it's not just a shaving cream. It's not just made with pride and professionalism and passion to guarantee you a great shave. They also have deodorant, okay? They also have deodorant. Nobody wants sweat and stink. Nobody wants that. And they have a 48-hour odor protection deodorant. So elevate your game. They have the 2 latest signature scents. They have I'm not going to say this right. I'm going to try. Italian bergamot fancy. It's bright, fresh, and robust. They also have the Palo Santo, which is deep smoky and refined, featuring notes of Palo Santo and a bunch of different things that smell so good. I'm not even going to try to pronounce them because I'm going to butcher it, and I'm not going to do that to Kremo. They are great. So head to Target or Target.com to find Kremo's new line of antiperspirants and deodorants. Also, of course, the shaving cream in the Italian bergamot and Palo Santo scents. Once again, that's at Target or Target.com. Again, shaving cream is important, folks. Summer's coming up. Whatever you're shaving, ladies and gentlemen, Kremo's got you covered. And that is spelled Cremo.
Last thing before I hand it over to Kayce and her stupid ass questions.
Wait, Bloodman's trying to talk.
Can I talk about the running backs?
Did you not talk?
I didn't get to talk. I was waiting. I thought that the list was actually downright garbage and disrespectful and uninforming of anything. Rip them apart. The fact that Fluff Bothwell isn't in the top 5, let alone top 10, is absolutely disgusting. And this isn't me pandering to you, Brand Walker, because I was trying to talk to you about Fluff Bothwell last August, but you didn't have no care because he wasn't a Mississippi State guy. Now he is, and you know that man's athletic freak. Contact balance is crazy. He's just a good ball player. How is Darius Taylor not in the top 10? Wisner's way too low at 8. Jamal Haynes is too low at 9. The list just stinks. I don't know, man. It's just like I'll come back next week with an actual top 10 or 15 that's actually legit because there's too much missing from this, and I don't know. There's blah blah blah.
Coming next week, Blutman's top 15 running backs of 2025. His top 15 quarterbacks coming the following week. His top 15 receivers, and coming the following week something else.
Hey, we might as well jump in the list game. We've got Blutman. We've got our encyclopedia. Let's jump right in.
Like you guys are correct. It is like a down year, for lack of a better term, for running back, but it's just because there's a lot of change, and that's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Running back's one of those positions where you're always going to have a bunch of star power. It just needs to get out there. CJ Donaldson at Ohio State should be in the top 10. He's not there because he's coming over from West Virginia, and he's going to have to put production after Henderson and Quinshawn left. Why can't you project a little and say, hey, CJ Donaldson's going to be there at Ohio State. We saw what he did when he flashed as a freshman. That guy's going to be dang it. Why can't you project a little?
James Peoples still great young back.
You know, I'm nothing if not honest. Can we be in the trust tree for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
The transfer portal gives and it takes. The transfer portal is active. The transfer portal means whoever was here is now here. I had no idea C.J. Donaldson was at Ohio State.
Sure. This happened very early.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brandon,
this is a
camp. He looks good. We trimmed him up just a smidge, looking fast, mean, physical, beast.
Yeah, he the fact that he's not top 10 and he's playing at Ohio State is pretty pathetic.
He's going to be – I mean, him and Peoples, I think, are going to split carries, kind of similar to Henderson and Judkins this year, but they're both going to put up big numbers.
No, bad list.
I love that Butman's gonna correct it. Brandon, really quick, I just realized that I don't know how, because we've been talking for like 45 minutes. Fantastic shirt you've got on. Fantastic. I guarantee you neither one of them have a clue what it is, but I do.
Blutman, Big Ev, thoughts on my shirt?
What's it say?
The Wonders?
The Wonder Years.
Hey, that's Onetters.
The Onetters.
The Wonder Years?
The Onetters. No? Nothing?
And you.
Playing that thing.
Doing that thing you do. Breaking my heart into a million
pieces. Like you always do. And you.
I think we can't sing too much longer. We'll get cut.
I think they're fine if we sing The Wonders. Okay, go ahead.
It's a movie, by the way, fellas. It's a great movie. It's called That.
It's one of my. And I'm going to join Letterboxd tonight because Nick told me to, and I'm going to announce my top 5 favorite movies of all time, and it is one of my top 5 favorite movies.
Is Top Gun?
Top Gun is not.
Proves my point. Overrated.
Top Gun. No, it's not my top 5.
Yeah, that's top 5 is like
my whole point is that when you bring up Top Gun, everyone's like, it's like the best movie of all time. You got mad at me for saying it's overrated. You're not even putting it in your top 5 after that.
I don't think anyone's saying it's the best movie of all time. It's just a great movie. But there's 100 great movies. That's like
there's 500 great movies.
Yeah, great and top 5 are very.
As a cult member
like the elite.
Of multiple cults, I am a cult person. Top Gun has a cult that if you don't think that it is one of the best movies of all time, they want nothing to do with you.
What did Top Gun do to you?
I think it's over. I also don't like Tom Cruise. I think Tom Cruise is icky.
I don't hate that take, but
I think he's icky. I think he's an overrated actor.
All right, do another sponsor, and then you get to take your turn with the questions.
Before we move on, I mean, obviously we talked a little bit about it. We do need to mention, because I guess it's already impacting recruiting. Deion did get a massive extension already, and like some people are happy about it. Some people don't understand it. Brandon, where do you land? Because like obviously we go back and forth with this. But $54 million extension through I think 2029 makes him one of the top 10 highest paid coaches in the country.
I think if you view it the top 10, if you view it in the fact that the top 10 highest paid coaches should be the top 10 best coaches, you will be disappointed because he is not a top 10 best coach. But if you view it as the top 10 highest paid coaches should be the top 10 most important coaches to their school, it is not debatable that Deion Sanders and his brand are as important to Colorado as anybody is to their school. He has given them a notoriety, a presence. He has given them a spotlight that they would not have had otherwise, and you have to pay a premium for something like that. So I don't think Deion is a top 10 best coach in the country. I don't think he's top 25 best coach in the country. But I think when it comes to what Colorado is getting from Deion Sanders, what he is worth to that university, he is a bargain at $10 million a year. So that is what I feel about that.
Yeah, I feel like when you look at the money that Colorado has made because of the brand awareness and because of everything that goes on, like that's what you're selling. Like I think it was Stephen A. that was like unhappy about it, which he's always unhappy. But it's like, I don't know. I didn't even listen to his take, to be honest. He could have been unhappy. It's less. I have no idea. But I do know that like people want to like pick it apart. At the end of the day, like Colorado makes the money because of what Deion's done for the program. So
I can guarantee you Stephen A.'s take was if he didn't like it, he's probably just reading off a script. In 2 years in Colorado, Deion Sanders was 16-16. How was that a top 10 coach with like some dumbass shit like that? I guarantee that was exactly how he said it.
All right, do a partner, and then let's do your questions.
Well, speaking of money, Rocket Money, Brandon, we love Rocket Money. They've been around for us for a long time. It's a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. If you've never heard of it, if you've never listened to the show and you happen to be popping in right now, you need Rocket Money because it monitors your spending, helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. And again, we talk about this feature all the time. Like it puts all your subscriptions, whether you've paid for a free trial and haven't canceled it, whether you have a subscription you no longer use, it has it all in one place. And then you can go ask them to cancel it for you. You can just click a button. They'll go do it for you. You don't have to call anybody, go to any website. Rocket Money will do it for you. It has over 5 million users. It saves members a lot of money when using all the app's premium features. It saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions. And if you're a perpetual person on the internet like all of us, you know how easy it is to sign up for something, completely forget, and then it just comes out of your bank account or your credit card every single month, and Rocket Money can take care of that for you. So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/rough today. That's rocketmoney.com/rough today. rocketmoney.com/rough. Okay, so I have questions, but we didn't do a full 2-minute drill last week because I don't remember what tangent we went off on. But this one's left over from last week. So obviously we talked a lot about what's going on at Stanford and how, Andrew Luck made the decision to fire Troy Taylor and whatever. We talked about a GM position. Is he going to be the next head coach? So my question for last week, which I still feel like is a good conversation, if you could pick a GM for your school right now of anybody that is associated with your school, who would it be?
Mine's easy. Anybody else want to go?
Mine's also very easy.
Yeah, mine's pretty easy too, I guess, probably.
I feel like Ed has probably the most answers.
I got a lot of options, but
I got 2 answers. For Mississippi State, what is his middle name? Oh, it's fucking Brandon fucking Walker.
I thought you were going to say Dak Prescott.
It is Dak Prescott. That's the real answer. If it isn't me, it's Dak Prescott. If we lived in a world where I could put a face on Mississippi State and sell to recruits and sell, it would be Dak Prescott. Since Dak is busy and most falls, I'd do it.
See, here's where I was kind of going with it. Obviously Andrew Luck for Stanford is like the guy, but like my thought too is like, and I'll just speak for myself, is like, people would assume it would be Johnny. Like, I don't necessarily know if I want Johnny in this current phase of his life to be the general manager of the Texas A&M football team. From a face standpoint, yes. But like for me, I would want somebody that like Von Miller would be a great one. Like Von Miller, he's a little bit older, but he's still a legendary Aggie. Like if you're going to go face of the program, sure. But like, I would even say like an old coach like R.C. Slocum, who was so A&M. He wasn't like good to be the head coach anymore because like they would needed to move on, but he was a phenomenal head coach, true Aggie. Like R.C. Slocum for a general manager for A&M would be great.
Big F.
I think Urban would be pretty seamless. He even was kind of who appointed Day the successor. Kind of I feel like he's the easy one and outside the one, even though he's coaching Bowling Green. I think Eddie George would be a great GM.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Obviously, was a great player, Heisman winner, great NFL player. Just seems like a good relationships guy. Seems like a very nice guy. So I think he would be my outside the box answer. I think makes sense.
Lutman?
Yeah, mine was very easy. Like you said, yours was very easy because there is no other person that is as committed to making UCLA good and knows the ups and downs of UCLA better than Liam Blutman. This is the slam dunk hire for the general manager position. There is not a soul inside that program that cares about getting UCLA to the top like I would, that cares enough to go and create a branch of talent evaluators to bring in the best people. And as my first move as general manager of UCLA would be to say, hey, I'm putting my foot down. The Rose Bowl's really cool and all. We need a stadium on campus. We need that. That's my first step. And guess what? We're going to get the ball rolling here if UCLA ever wanted to get serious about football again. Also, to the guy in chat that said, when has UCLA ever been good? Read a book, bucko. We were top 10 not too long ago, little bro.
Well, that, and I grew up with a epic UCLA teams of the 80s and 90s, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Troy Aikman for UCLA would be Thomas.
Kevin Love for the football GM.
Very, I got to say, very egotistical for you to name yourself.
Thank you, Brandon. Name one other person that you think would be best for the UCLA general manager job.
John Wooden.
All right, well, that's a tough one. My coach died.
He was dead before. Okay, anyway, whatever.
Well, he did lie. He did die.
Also, again, let's get a football guy, maybe.
Josh Rosen?
No, because Josh Rosen does not care or love football at all.
Football.
Deshaun Foster?
Brandon,
this is great. Again, it's Liam Blutman for the GM job, and the people saying lame in chat. You're lame too. Got him.
Get him.
Got him.
Brandon, do you really think Dak would be a good general manager?
I think he's the Kayce. You need to understand something.
I mean, I love Dak, but like, I don't know.
That man took us to number one.
No, I know. I was there. You guys.
Do you understand? Do you understand what you got to be to take Mississippi State to number one? And not only that, no, he's not. Because most young people don't know who Fred Smoot is. I love it.
They're all saying, but that's not the point of a general manager.
I want a face of my program. Dak has no charisma. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you fucking kidding me? Look at your ugly ass. Anyway.
Also, Brand's right. You need a face for the program. Like the one guy that'd be at UCLA is Jerry Neuheisel, and he's on staff, and he ain't moving the needle at all for anyone.
I guess Andrew.
I love
Andrew
Jerry.
Luck is all of it wrapped in one, but like I feel like you need a general manager that like loves the school so much and like can make a decision. You get a head coach that's the face of the program.
Also, Dak, the reason Dak is so loved by Mississippi State is how much he loves Mississippi State. It's not just that he played here and got us number one. I don't know if you saw when the women beat UConn that time and Dak was in the stands, and when we won the College World Series and Dak was like every time we win anything, he's there. Like he would do it. Fred Smoot, I don't know. I love him, but if you ask modern sports fans right now, 25 and under, who's Dak Prescott and who's Fred Smoot? I mean, who's winning that battle?
Well, I mean that's easy, of course.
Right. All right.
By the way, wasn't that Vic Schaefer's team? Wasn't that Vic Schaefer? Wasn't Vic Schaefer at Mississippi State? I'm sorry.
That was mean.
I love Vic Schaefer.
UCLA women's hoops in the final.
He's Texas's basketball coach.
Yeah, but he went to A&M. Now I know how it's very unfortunate. I realize, you know how mad I am that we didn't get him as our head coach when Gary Blair left? Like I used to coach his daughter. I coached his daughter in track and field in College Station. Okay. I love Vic Schaefer. I'm very sad.
His two laces are permanently tied together. I hope he fails. I hope his credit goes bad. I hope waiters accidentally bring him sugar when he asks for salt. I hate everything. I want him to fail in life. Fuck him.
I love Vic. Shout out Blair. Like she was one of my first ever.
Stingray's not a Mississippi State fan. He never was a Mississippi State fan. He latched onto it to try to get attention. Huh?
He was an Aggie. You know how hard it is to watch him be at Texas and take him to a Final Four? I can't even handle it. I can't. Okay.
Ask another question for God's sake.
Who would you rather be in 2025? I already know Ev's answer, but I really want you to think about this one, okay? Who would you rather be heading into the 2025 season with everything in front of you? Not what happened in 2024 through this season. Ryan Day, Steve Sarkisian, or Kirby Smart?
Ugh.
Well, life is really good if you're any of these three. Okay.
Right.
No doubt.
If you're Ryan Day, you're coming off a national title. You've got a wealth of talent every single year. Steve Sarkisian has built up a wealth of talent in Texas. All three will be preseason top 5 teams. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, so I want to make sure I get the right answer. I don't know how I wouldn't choose the defending national champion coach, but Big Ev will say that. So I will. Steve Sarkisian's got Texas in a hell of a spot. He's got Texas in the best spot they've been in decades. Not only have they made 2 straight Final Fours, they have now they got the quarterback they really have been building towards anyway. It's going to be Arch Manning or bust, and the roster's loaded. Everything's good, and the stigma is gone. The stigma of them being an underachieving program is pretty much gone. Now it's just time to go grab the brass ring, which they put themselves in position for. So I definitely would be Kirby last because I think he's a reprehensible human being, and I would never be Kirby Smart. But I would be Sarkisian first, Ryan Day second, and then Smart. Big F.
Well, I mean, Day's the logical answer. I mean, you said like you have the belt. You're the champs. There's no better spot to be than you're the reigning champs. You lost a lot of talent, but you also, I almost might say unarguably, have the best offensive and defensive player returning in college football. You have both of them. And I mean, listen, at Ohio State and really at Texas and Georgia, there's big pressure every year. But I mean, coming off, and if there's ever a year where you can accept not winning a national title, it's the year after you just won one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that there's like the pressure of having to beat Michigan plays into any of it though with him?
For sure. That'll definitely be a thing. I mean, obviously it's going to be a narrative until it's not. But I mean, he's the national, like he just won a national title, and Jim Harbaugh's not there. Like Sharon Moore hasn't done anything. He beat us. That's all he's done.
Well, I was going to let Blutman answer if he wanted to.
Blutman?
Thank you. If I had to be Ryan Day, Steve Sarkisian, or Kirby Smart, and that's who I am to begin the 2025 season, no brainer. I'm Kirby Smart. I'm taking all my players' driving keys away. No more cars, and we're going to have a great season.
Got to take those driving keys.
Driving keys.
I don't, as you could tell, I don't drive.
Driving keys. Okay.
Give me your driving keys.
All right. Who would you rather be going into the 2025 season? Mike Norvell, Mike Gundy.
Better question.
Or Hugh Freeze?
Mike Norvell. Okay, here's another. The rub is this. I think the one poised for the best season. I do think. I mean, if Hugh Freeze doesn't win something this year, Auburn something, they just got to fire him because he's amassed the talent. He's got Jackson Arnold in there. He's got the receiver room looks great. He's amassed some talent. But I would never choose Hugh Freeze because he is a reprehensible human fucking being, and he shouldn't be in college football. So Mike Gundy or Mike Norvell. Now, both are great candidates to have the greatest thing of all time happen to them. Get fired, get a shit ton of buyout money. I'd rather be Mike Gundy because even when he gets fired, it will be a handshake and it's like, Coach, you took us as far as you could take us, so we appreciate your last 20, 25 years. Thank you. For when Mike Norvell gets fired, it's going to be, what the fuck happened to you, man? What the fuck happened to you? It's going to be a slap across the face. You fucking had everything. We were going to war for you, 13-0, and then that's what you repay us with? So Gundy, when he gets fired, and I think it's happening in the next 2 or 3 years, will still be a beloved Oklahoma State icon. And that's the one I'll go with. Because Auburn fans don't even like Hugh Freeze. They just pretend to. FSU fans don't know what to make of that idiot Mike Norvell. So I'm going Gundy. I'm sorry, that was too long of an answer. Go Big F.
No, it's when you first said this, I really had to think about it for a second. I think Gundy has to be the answer because I agree. If Norvell has a really bad year where he's fired, has a bad year even close to what he did last year, you're a fluke. Like you were never a good coach.
Yeah,
you had a couple of good years at Memphis. You had a fluke year at Florida State where you had unbelievable defensive talent. Guys are running amok in the NFL. You had a fluke, and then we saw who you really are. Where Gundy, like you said, he's good. If he leaves, he's young enough. He could go coach somewhere else. But if not, he's an Oklahoma State legend regardless. He sails off into the sunset as maybe off a couple of bad years, but he's generally thought of as like a great Oklahoma State alum, coach, whatever. And yeah, and Hugh Freeze is probably second. I think I'd rank Hugh Freeze second over Norvell because the path is rockier. But Auburn, he's also like one away from. I mean, one good year at Auburn, and it's like you're back. I mean, I guess Florida State you can say the same, but I think Mike Norvell might have a tougher turnaround.
I do think Hugh Freeze has Auburn in the best position, but can he capitalize on it?
Well, that's another reason I put him there, Brandon, because I know you hate him so much, and to hear you say like I would want to be Hugh Freeze, I can't picture that happening.
Well, I wasn't, but I do think they have the best situation.
Liam, who would you say?
I think Mike Gundy's in his perfect little spot where he gets to overperform when people aren't expecting it. However, as Liam Blutman going into this person's life, I would have to choose Hugh Freeze, and we'll make him a great human. But the fact that I get to coach Jackson Arnold and Cam Coleman's all I care about. So I'm going with that. Cam Coleman, what a guy, what a player. Top 5 receiver in the country. People tripping. If I see an ESPN list and he's like 26, I'll rip an ear off.
So
well,
Blutman,
not mine.
Blutman, if you were Kirby Smart, you would take away the driving keys. If you were Hugh Freeze, you would take away the hookers.
Probably, and I'd focus on football, and I'd focus on having a winning season and beating Alabama. That's what I would focus on.
All right.
8-win Auburn.
You want to do some business?
Factor. Liam sent a text in the group text the other day and said, hey, guys, fill out your Factor form. They're back, baby. And we love Factor. Factor's been a friend of this podcast for a long time because, I mean, if you've been watching Barstool, you know how easy it is. You pop that baby in the microwave for only 2 minutes, and it's done. You've got breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's never frozen either. It comes fresh, so you only have a week to eat it, which is great because you get to go pick your menu. You can pick from all different options, protein plus, keto, vegetarian, the whole thing, and you customize your menu every single week. It's chef-made gourmet meals, and it makes eating super easy. So if you don't want to think about it, you don't want to cook, you don't want to go to the grocery store, you just want to have that there. Factor gets it all done for you. It arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active or just very busy lifestyle. People are losing weight on Factor if you decide to go that route. Of course, they have the best meals ever. They really do, and we love it. They also have appetizers. They also do really good breakfast. Like I mentioned, I love Factor. So eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code factorpodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code factorpodcast at factormeals.com/factorpodcast. You get 50% off plus free shipping off your first box. We love Factor. Okay, Final Four coming up this weekend. College basketball, all number 1 seeds. Brandon, this is probably, I was thinking about, should I do like a dream Final Four? But then I was like, we have Brandon who knows more history of college football of anybody that I know, of anybody on the planet. Yeah. If you could piece together in your lifetime or whatever, the best number 1 seeds in college football over the years to put together your best Final Four, what would it be?
So I'm grabbing 2001 Miami. I feel like this is the spirit of the question.
Yes. And obviously, decades don't matter. Who do you think the best 1 seed is?
I got you. I got 95 Nebraska. I got 2001 Miami. I got 2019 LSU. And I want to pay respect. I feel like we could grab a Bama. I'm gonna throw a wild card this last one because no Bama teams. The 6 or 7 national titles in the last 20 years. They're all great. I don't know which one just stands tall above the rest. So I'm gonna say for my last one, and this is all ripped off the top of my head, 2013 Florida State. I think that's the team that's kind of lost to history. It's lost to history a little bit because it came right before Clemson broke through, and it was during the Alabamas, and they were a one-off. But that was a ridiculously fucking talented team. Yeah, Jameis was people because of what he is now, what he's been in the pros. He's been a solid quarterback who's really is more of a meme than he is a great quarterback. But Jameis Winston, the college quarterback, phenomenal. So I'm going, and again, ripped it off the top of my head. 95 Nebraska versus 2001 Miami, 2019 LSU against 2013 Florida State. Miami's winning, LSU's winning, and then I think 2001 Miami wins the title over 2019 LSU. Big F?
I love the 2013 Florida State. I don't think they get the credit they deserve too. When you look at – because a lot of the guys didn't pan out the way you might have thought they would, but – You got to remember, he was throwing the ball to skinny Kelvin Benjamin. Kelvin Benjamin was a fucking problem. There was a reason he was a first-round pick. Nick O'Leary at tight end was a fucking stud.
Yes.
Stud. Rashad Green played the Jags a little bit. Stud. Their running back was Devontae Freeman, who honestly had the best NFL career out of probably all of them, if we're being honest. Yeah. I'm trying to remember some of the other guys. They have James Wilder Jr., I think, might have been on that team.
Jalen Ramsey?
Nah, he was after that. I think he might have been a little later.
And Derwin James was after, or was he on that team?
He was a little later too, I think.
Yeah.
I think
that team was also it's overshadowed with all the funny business that was going on, let alone the actual serious criminals.
Oh, yeah, the
crab legs, the pup, all of that.
That was after.
No, but Big F, the sexual assault wasn't.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The actual criminal stuff that I'm talking about that aside. That was horrible enough. But
everybody answer it. Hold on. Don't just discuss my answer. Big F, you answer it.
So the 2001 Miami and the 2019 LSU to me were like no brainer, like easy ones. If I were to pick a Bama team, 2020 was the COVID year team was unreal. I mean, when you look at some of the offensive talent in that team, having Devontae Smith, Waddle,
Harris.
Harris, Najee Harris, just an unbelievable team. I think a team that gets slept on more recently is that Clemson team that beat that was like Dexter. That defense like Dexter Lawrence, like obviously Trevor Lawrence. That team, like Etienne, obviously, that team was really
the one that beat Bama by 28.
Yes, that beat the shit out of them. What was that? 2000? Was that 17? 18? That team, I think, gets slept on. Probably to trying to think some of the early, like the mid 2000s teams. Those are probably the teams because I think I don't know about any of those. You think maybe one of the Florida teams? Maybe
I thought about them. They never had a perfect season, and I feel like if we're going throughout history, and I'm thinking off the top of my head, actually I don't think 2001 Miami lose. Now that I'm thinking about it, but anyway,
because Cam wasn't good enough. It was just because Cam was that good.
The Tebow senior year team, I guess maybe 2008 when they beat Oklahoma 24-14.
2008 would be the Florida. But what about
time out. We haven't mentioned the USC team with like Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart at all.
Oh yeah, good call. I mean, you could argue the Texas team. I mean, a lot of NFL talent on that defense. Loaded with NFL talent on defense.
What if for Alabama? Like, I mean, I know a lot of people say 2020. What is it? Was it the 2015 team?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, 2015. They beat Clemson in the national title. Like, I would put that one high for Alabama too.
Yeah, I think the 2012 team that boat raced Notre Dame was real damn good too. I mean, they've had a bunch of them. So, Blumman, any teams that we haven't mentioned?
I mean, I would just like to see 2019 LSU and that potent offense just go up against the best. I'd love to see. Then I'd like to see the Michigan team and see how they would fare and if they'd be able to cheat their way to a title.
That's what they would try to do.
Great point.
I think that's fair to see Connor Stallions against the best in the biz, yeah?
Casey.
95 Nebraska's a great answer. I only have one more question. Coastal Carolina. What?
Do we have business left?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, ask your last question because I got to go out and get the boat out because it's about to rain.
Well, Coastal Carolina is offering free concessions, which is incredible. I think it's like nachos, popcorn, and hot dogs. Brandon Walker, Mississippi State offers one free concession item. What is it?
Ice cream.
What?
Mississippi State has the best little ice cream cups that when we go to the press, when we're in the press box and everything, they have a buffet for the food and they have everybody's food. But at halftime, they open the ice cream coolers and you get you a little cup of muscadine ripple ice cream or a little strawberries and cream. It's the Mississippi State. Mississippi State has a great dairy with great cheese, the Edam cheese, and then the ice creams. I'm gonna go the ice cream.
You're not the chicken on a stick?
Well, we don't really sell it at the stadium. That's more of a gas station.
I'm just saying like that, but it was a hypothetical. Like anything
Kayce. What you just said to me was, think of what you're asking. Do I want free chicken on a steak? Yeah. I also want pussy fountains everywhere, and I also want I want to have recliners with two titties on the armrest. Like, yeah, that sounds great. Free chicken on a stick, but what is a unicorn gonna come in my face? These things aren't realistic.
Amen, Brandon. Amen.
I'm getting crazy right now.
Some people would say that free concessions in general didn't seem like realistic, but at Coastal Carolina, they're giving that shit away for free. That's why I asked.
You're fucking shitting me, man. What would you take for free, Big Ev?
I mean, your idea of a pussy fountain sounded great. I'll just put a pussy fountain in the student section.
Be diving in all the time.
I really, what I was going to say was give me free beer for the student section. I want the fellas rowdy. Get free beer for the whole stadium. Let's get.
I mean, that's the best answer. Like I didn't even think.
I want everyone drunk as possible.
Imagine sitting in a recliner, though, Big Heaven. It's just two titties.
But hear me out.
I mean, you're watching the big game, just a little bad play, just a little honk.
What if you honked, squeezed, and free beer came out of it? Twisted tea, free twisted tea.
I'm just saying titty chairs. If anybody wants to make titty chairs.
Blutman, do you have an answer that could possibly top either one of these?
Yeah, again, I don't really be at the games. But thinking about it, I would love some chocolate cake right now. So that's where my head's at. I love the Brandon idea of ice cream. I want ice cream so bad right now. And Brandon, you gotta take me to the Mississippi State Ice Cream Factory. Then I started thinking, hold up, wait a minute. Well, if I just got some expensive food and got that for free at the game, now I'm just killing two birds with a stone, or whatever the saying is. Some spicy tuna rolls, and I just keep getting a bunch of them for free.
We're done.
Ramen, get me some ramen. I'll go to the press box, eat ramen.
Holy shit!
I've just dominated the game.
Blutman just wants him to serve birthday cake at the game.
I don't want no birthday cake. I want chocolate cake.
Ice cream cake, Blutman. Ice cream cake.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week with Blutman's top 15 running backs of 2025.
Cookie skillet.
That's unnecessary roughness.
Cookie skillet's a great call.
Oh, so good.